Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special guest interview with a familiar face who everybody has seen across the North American scene. Officially on the main roster for BTK, some of you guys may know him as Lord, others may know him as the GOAT, but me personally, I know him as one of the top XP Laners in North America and also a great friend. Today we have the pleasure of interviewing no other than BTK's finest XP Laner, Lord Mielow. Mielow, I appreciate you taking your time today to go ahead and do our interview. Now, there's been a lot of topics in the NA scene about you. I mean, you've played internationally, you've played with a lot of top teams, and I just can't believe I had the actual chance to get this interview with you. And like I said, thank you so much for being here. So today we have a lot of questions on the board. But first off, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I just played like 10 ranked games. No bronzes. MOBA didn't get mad at me today.
Yeah, you guys have been grinding hard. You've been running a lot of scrims and practicing, man. Honestly, your guys' synergy really impressed me this previous weekend in the upper bracket. And I think I was always making the fun joke of between you and Moazz is you guys were competing on who could get the highest kills in the game. And you were giving him a run for his money, man. That was definitely some major props. So, Mielow, not a lot of us know too much about your background. So, I kind of wanted to start the day off. If you could just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where did you grow up?
I pretty much did get raised. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I immigrated here when I was like 12 or 13. So it's been about 7 years. So I did spend most of my aware life. How do you say this? Sentient being life here in the US. I got my brain here for sure. I was kind of a baby in the Philippines.
Okay. And so, how old are you now?
I'm 20 now. I'm old.
20. You've been playing Mobile Legends since the beginning?
Kinda. I guess like maybe like season 3, season 4.
So you lived in the Philippines. What city in the Philippines were you from?
It's called it's a province. It's called San Pablo, Laguna.
Okay.
Up in Luzon.
Do you often like go back, or is this somewhere you just haven't been in a while?
No, since I left, I pretty much only went back there for M5. That's it.
Oh, that's crazy. How did that feel going back to your hometown, or at least your
That was
home
crazy.
country?
It's hot down there. It's hot.
Is it?
Really humid too. Yeah, the food's good.
See, that's what. So, what kind of food? Like, I think, what was it? What kind of food was it? I can't remember. It's like some type of chicken.
Chicken. Well, there's a lot of chicken. Was it like with a soy sauce, like?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, I forgot what it was
Yeah, it's
called.
probably adobo.
Yeah, chicken adobo. Yeah, I heard that's really good. That's something I want to try if I ever go out to the Philippines. Well, it's no secret that you're a top talent in the Mobile Legends scene, but I kind of want to rewind the scene a little bit and figure out a little bit more of how you actually got into Mobile Legends. So, how did that come about with you even playing the game as just a casual player?
Well, it was kind of just to play with Filipino friends, yeah, because everyone else plays it. I used to play League myself, so I got into Mobile Legends when it's pretty easy to just boot up a game on your phone, play with your friends.
Ah,
I used
okay.
to love playing Akai, the old one, where you just rolled like.
Oh, Akai before the revamp?
Yeah, he used to just roll with. I love playing that hero.
I remember that actually. I remember when they revamped him. I was actually playing when that happened. I started around like 2000. I started with M3, the year of M3. So you're known to be a really good XP laner, but I'm assuming from what it sounds like, you play other roles as well?
I mean, I'm mainly probably a mage main assassin.
A mage main?
That's still my most played, even today. I'm probably never going to beat the amount of games I have on Gushin.
Wow, I would have never expected that. So,
I started as an Angela main.
An Angela main? Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, on my second account.
Dude, you know how much patience? I would say Angela's right behind a Diggy. Like, can you imagine, a Diggy main, you have to be patient, but an Angela main.
It's so fun. Playing Angela Execute, playing Diggy and terrorizing the gold lane is so fun. It's so fun. There's nothing funner in the game.
Dude, I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did you ever get like Supreme on it?
On Gushin, I was top 2, right behind Hoon, for US.
Oh, wow.
Same with, yeah. I had a lot of MMR for mages back then. I think I had 15.
So Gushin, and what was the other hero?
Well, there's 15 more. I was top 1 US Benedetta, Sylvana, Jawhead, Yuzong at one point. I mean, dude, and then a couple like top 3s. There's a lot. I think I had around 20.
I remember when I first met you in person. I think it was like a year or two back at one of the first NACTs. I think it was around the time in the Valley. You were
Yeah,
kind
the
of
Val.
moving around with the Valley. And you did show me that on your phone. I think that's when you were like a Supreme Uzong. I do remember. Yeah.
Wait, I did not show you any Supremes.
I
That's crazy.
was it
Did
Supreme?
I?
Oh, I thought it was Supreme. It was some top MMR.
Oh, that's bad. Did I actually show you MMR? I'm not that proud of it.
Yeah, you did. So I guess I mean that's pretty cool to know that you're a multi-role kind of player. If you had to
Yeah.
rate your hero pool, let's just say specifically in the XP lane, from a 1 to 10, where do you think you're sitting at
I probably have the biggest hero pool in the country.
in the
I
country?
play yeah, like I said, I do play Benedetta, and obviously my main last season was actually damage XPs, but I never got to play it since we had that whole tank XP laner damage jungler dynamic in TOB. I
Wow,
was known as a Trizla main, bro. I literally have the fastest hands in the country. I go shing 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 like that.
that's crazy. Do you play? Have you ever played Fanny? Can you play a Fanny pretty well?
Oh, that's I mean it's better than most, but it's not that good.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe that's
The best
something.
Fanny XP would have to be probably.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about, your past, where you kind of grew up at, and how you got into Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Now, what made you transition over from being a casual player to the professional scene?
I I mean, I kind of just grinded a lot with my friends, and then the transition wasn't really noticeable. We just started entering tournaments. That's it. I used to be with 9 o'clock with Soda and stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so yeah, this is a good. So that was your first really, like, I guess, team that you were on that was trying to play pro?
Yeah, we grinded a lot of rank. Like everyone was global and stuff, but we only actually played in one tournament.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what that
NACC.
tournament was? Was it an NACT?
NACC. I don't know who was
NACC.
hosting it. Yeah,
Ah,
it,
okay.
it was one where BTK and Gosu met in the grand finals.
It might have been an early NACT or something of
Yeah, a
that
couple
nature.
years back.
So how did it go about, you kind of was playing with these teams. How did you transition into, because I didn't really see you playing on the Valley, but you were like, were you
Yeah.
a part of their roster, like a
Yeah.
sub, or?
I kind of just came in to have fun because back then I actually wasn't playing ML anymore. I was focused on my schooling and I was focused on work too. So I never really played ML. Like I never joined NACT. Last season was my first one. So I kind of just came on to. I just went to Las Vegas to watch for fun, and then Basic ended up asking me if I wanted to come in as a sub, not to play or
Oh,
anything.
okay.
That just literally to come and hang out. That's it, pretty much.
Did you?
I wasn't there to play. You know. I
So
was there to hang out. Like, but
when they went to M4, you went with them, right? Or did you stay
I went with
back?
them. I went
That's
with them.
awesome. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it was pretty much just a free vacation.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
how
it.
was that experience? Because since you weren't playing, you really got to just relax and soak everything in. I bet you were like
Huh?
all over, everywhere.
Yeah, it was just fun to watch. I wasn't even like I barely I barely watched ML too. I was just there to enjoy like
That's awesome.
eating Indo food.
So, fast forward a year, right?
Uh huh.
You step into an even hotter team and you join the Ohio Brothers. How did that come about?
I mean, I'm actually not very sure, but Hoon, I've known Hoon for a long time for sure. Like a lot of years ago, we've been playing a lot of rank. I guess I just applied and I had to do like 2 games each with Promise, and then I was grinding a lot that time because I really wanted to join NACT now because I've always wanted to join, but there's always something that happens like a week before where I just end up not being able to register. Like when my teammates end up fighting or something. Yeah.
Okay.
I just asked. We had 2 games each, and then they ended up picking me for main, and then that's it pretty much.
Okay, so then you guys, you did pretty well that year, and you made it to be able to compete internationally alongside the Ohio Brothers. How was it for you this time? Second, like your first time, you went, to M4, more as like somebody just being able to enjoy the experience, take a
And
vacation. But the second time around, you were actually on a pro player on the main roster. How did that feel, and how was it really competing internationally, especially compared to North America? Because like when you guys are competing here and you're going up against a lot of teams, I noticed you guys pretty much dominate. I know you're not on the Ohio Brothers no more, but still the same story, regardless of what team you're on. Y'all breeze through teams with ease, but when you go to the international scene, how is that different compared to NA?
How is it different? Well, obviously they play like their lives depend on it because it is actually their job. For here, it's everyone's like playing for it's for fun. Everyone's it's just their hobby. They're just playing it on the side because they're probably gonna make more money just working, right? But in the Philippines over there, when I notice they're so hungry to win and stuff. Like it's their job. That's why they're so good at it. They give it their all.
Yeah,
That's the
100%.
main difference, I'd say. And they have all this like all these facilities and coaches and stuff to help with their training. That's definitely like the biggest gap
So
between the two countries.
how do you deal with when it comes to, because now you have online stage presence, like you've competed on multiple stages now. This is more for those who are upcoming talents that are going to be stepping onto the stages as well. What would you say is a good way on how you kind of deal with like your nerves and stay focused as you jump into a match on an offline event?
Oh, bro, just play the game. You did the practice already, bro. Have some fun. Like stop overthinking. It doesn't matter, bro. If you overthink, it's just gonna make it worse. Just have some fun. Just have some fun over there, bro. Start memeing around.
That's actually some good advice. I feel like some people just think too much about the non-important things, and they just need to focus on just solely the
Yeah.
gameplay because that's what they're here for. Like you said, they've been working for it for a reason, and that's what we want to see is just people be able to perform and kind of maintain their nerves. Now, seeing you compete internationally, seeing you in M5 and multiple other events last year, what is, I would say, one of the things that you've taken away? Is there anything that you've kind of learned that you're implementing this year that's different than last year as an XP laner?
Something I've learned. Well, not really as an XP laner, because honestly, I think the role is pretty easy. There's not much to learn. I think I have my role down to a T, but what I can help on is helping BTK improve with a lot of macro, I'd say. Like most of the time, I do shot call. Like when gold lane has a chance to push, I kind of tell my Roman mage to just put some pressure down there, make sure he gets a tower and stuff, where to rotate. That's what I've been helping on a lot because we did learn a lot of macro when we were over there. We just weren't really able to put it to good use over the tournaments and stuff.
Was this more like from you watching matches, or was this more like you like networking with like coaches and things of that nature and getting some advice from them, or was it a little bit of both?
It was a lot of scrims. I'd say we played
Okay.
4 scrims a day. Like we were up against we were up against the best of the best teams every day. Like Bren, RSG, Onyx, Indo, all of them. And then you kind of just pick up on how they approach the game, how they push towers and stuff, how they gank, how they rotate, pretty much.
And now you're going to
And
impact BTK with that knowledge, which is going to be huge.
Mhm.
It's funny because I watched your guys' matches in the upper brackets. Congratulations, by the way, on getting a seat in the top 16. I
Thank you.
was looking at the bottom left chat, man, and you were all over there just calling out shots for the entire team. I was like, dude, this dude is on it, bro. Like every single segment of the game, you were calling shots, and uh, it was honestly really heartwarming to see because I feel like a lot of players overlook the importance of being a shot caller and just how important that is. Like some people just get too focused, laser focused in their role, and they forget about some of the major objectives and what's going on around the entire map. But you seem to be one of those few players that actually is able to be cool, calm, and collective and always have a focus on what the next objective is. And I honestly look forward to seeing you guys push even further. I know you have great things
Mhm.
on the way in your journey. Like I said, you've definitely been turning a lot of heads. Now, speaking of things in the future, you're now officially a part of BTK. It's definitely not something that I expected, but I'm proud of it. Just
Uh-huh.
because I'm glad to see you in the pro scene, and honestly, like you guys are performing so well that you're doing even better than I would have even expected. So I got to ask you with that, like, how did that come about with you joining BTK and separating from TOB?
Me and Zia were out of TOB for a little bit. I immediately joined A77, but then Basic ended up getting kicked out for some reason, and then Zia's back in while I'm already in another team. So they keep checking. I'm in A77, and then A77 disbanded, but apparently they're already back. They just have a Reshi now. So I left A7. I left A77 same night. I played with BTK. We did really good in scrims, and then I just stayed. That's it, pretty much.
Okay,
They've been
well.
they've been asking me to join for a while
Oh,
because
really?
I
Was
guess they
it
had
like
some
a
issues.
specific player like that was asking you?
Both Zane and Basic.
Both saying in basic. Okay, that's good. Now, obviously playing with BTK is probably a little bit different than your experience playing with TOB, just because it's different people, different synergy, in a different environment. How would you kind of compare the two though? Like, would you say TOB is a little bit more strict on like, as a team, or would you say it's more like BTK is a little bit more like not like which one would you say is more relaxed when it comes to playing?
Relax. Wait, actually, yeah, TOB does have really strict rules that I do like. Actually, like if you're even 1 second late to scrims, they take off they take off $20 off your prize pool. That's why no one was ever late. That was really nice. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know they did
Uh,
that. That's actually good though to hold people
yeah, it's really
accountable.
good. It's $20, but it's enough to incentivize Shark to never be late. You know.
Is he always late?
Yeah, but over here, I'd say it is. We haven't been scrimming much. Honestly, we probably only scrimmed about 4 times because Chris has been on vacation for like 2 weeks now, week and a half maybe. So we
Okay.
haven't been really scrimming too much. I believe it's gonna start like in 2 days from now. That's
So,
when we can actually start grinding.
how would you say? So, what would your relationship be with Moazz then? Because I know a lot of people in the past they kind of say like, "Oh, they're sworn enemies." Like you guys had a lot of interesting conversations and back and forth last year, and now seeing you guys kind of play side by side is a little ironic, but nonetheless, like I said, it's an amazing thing to see two top players be able to focus toward a common goal. How would you kind of describe your guys' relationship now? Are you guys more like, have you smoothed it out your bonds and are focusing on that big prize pool?
I guess it is. It's kind of funny because I keep teasing him about it. It's kind of an inside joke now, I guess. But to be fair, I never really hated him too much. Whatever I did say wasn't really that bad. If anything, he trash talked us more, right? He
Yeah.
trash talked us way more. I just said it when we won, so
Well, I
more
mean,
people really know about it.
it's professional sports, right? It's just good
Yeah.
commentary. Honestly, it keeps things interesting. We're North America for a reason. We keep the drama spicy. But like I said, it shows your maturity for both of you guys being able to play together. And honestly, it just says a lot about your character, and I'm proud to see it. Now,
Well, I don't hate him, man. I'm a BTK fan through and through. I watched that M3 and I was shouting,
were you?
Zen!
So obviously you're in the XP lane, but you're not the only XP laner for BTK right now. So I guess you guys have Cardi, who's sitting as a sub, right?
I guess so, yeah. But to be fair, he's not really playing right now. He's kind of there because I think Zane wants to bring him on for NACT Live if we ever do come.
Ah, okay, like a +1 type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because you've been, from what I've heard, similar to when you were playing for TOB and then the whole promise situation. You really just competed and earned that spot just fair and square based off of your execution and your overall gameplay being in the XP lane, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of confirm that. So I mean, no, that's awesome, man. It just shows you. I'm excited to see this season. We actually were doing the round table, and we were comparing you to Fried Chicken on who's
Oh,
the better
nice.
XP laner. If I
Like
asked
that. That's
you, what would you say?
I mean, I'd say compare him to Arashi before you compare him to me. I think that you're skipping levels here, bro.
Ah, what are you saying? Like you're better than Yureshi, or are you saying Yureshi's above you?
Well, I'm better than all of them combined, probably. But
Oh, okay.
Arashi, I would say, is probably the second best.
And then you'd put Chicken as the number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Um, I was
Well,
always wondering.
I'll put one hero above everyone else. I'll put Mikasa's Freya right there.
Oh yeah, Mikasa's Frey goes crazy.
We're all right. Mikasa's Freya's right there, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's always funny
After
just getting different people's perspectives on like their rating on who they where they kind of see themselves versus the other XP laners. Now, there's a lot of teams this NACT spring season, a lot more than we had in the past. A lot of competition's been spread out. I would say a little bit more evenly across the board. What teams are on your radar the most that you think may be some decent competition?
Oh, I mean the top four is pretty much already decided, I'd say. I'll say it's BTK, DA, GG, and then A77. That one's pretty much guaranteed almost.
Okay, and then out of those 4 teams, where do you sit as a team?
Where do you reach that right now? I mean, Zane doesn't like it when I say this, but like he keeps telling me, if we go up against GG in a best of 7 right now, you really think we're winning? I keep saying yes, and he doesn't like it. He's like,
You guys are debating that right now. Well, you got plenty of time to practice,
yeah,
and
that's what he.
from what I've been hearing, you guys have been practicing pretty much a lot. I mean, I know Chris is gone currently, so you took a little bit of extended vacation on that. But speaking of that, you guys do have an additional tool that a lot of teams do not have, and that is a coach stepping in for you guys. How would you say, Coach Midnight? He's a caster as well. How would you say he's been impacting your team?
Well, he helps us a lot with discipline. Discipline, I'd say. Like, he makes sure no one's tilting, no one's trolling too much, and then the biggest thing would for sure be draft. It really helps when you have a drafter in the team for sure. That's what TOB mainly struggled on in M5, I'd say.
So having a coach, definitely it's going to put you guys a little bit above, especially in the drafting, because he can give you a lot of insight. Because he's been a caster too, so he knows a lot of the ins and outs of what teams do and little pitfalls that teams fall into when it comes to drafting. Now, there's been a lot of rumors floating around right before the qualifiers started about like how people felt about BTK. Like there was some floating around screenshots of scrims against you guys and the Night Horde and things of that nature. And there's never really been any clear clarification, but now we have an actual member from BTK. Was it like these scrims? Have you guys been scrimming teams and having a little bit of a harder time, or is this more of a thing where you've been scrimming teams and just experimenting? And
yeah, it is a lot of experimenting, but I will say Night Horde 3-1 TOB, 3-1 BTK. But we went up against them like last week in Attorney, right? It was a pretty quick 0-2 when I was feeding, so it's not really a big deal or anything.
Okay.
It's just I don't know why they're putting such big emphasis on scrims. Like,
yeah,
we're trying out heroes, man.
That was what my guess was too, because I tell people all the time you can't really base everything off of scrims. I mean, honestly, sometimes like you want to try new things in scrims to see if they work out, and sometimes they don't work out. But that just tells you, hey, I'm not going to try it on the pro scene. That's what practice is for. But I just wanted to kind of clarify that, just to kind of get that out the air in case anybody out there was wondering about those scrims that you've had against some of these teams that are.
It is really
top
bad
4.
that they're leaking scrims though. That's just toxic. Like, why, bro? I don't know why they keep leaking scrims. It's just a first round exit in NACT.
Well, we'll have to see. But I got a question for you for BTK. So now that you're on the team, who would you say if I gave you two roles, a shot caller and a team leader? Who would you say is the team leader, and who would you say is the shot caller?
Shot caller probably Chris if he's there, and then team leader would probably be. Bro, honestly, I'd give it to Midnight.
Really? Well, in game though, because Midnight can't help you in game.
In game, then. Is it kind of like a shot caller then? I mean, that's probably mine for now. Like I do most of the shot calling, I think.
Okay, yeah, I guess it could kind of be the same. Interesting. So, yeah, like I said, I see you always calling. Notice in the upper brackets you were typing everything. Were y'all not in VC?
No, it's just a thing they do in Asia. Like it's just a better way to keep track of spell timers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know you were typing a lot. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. With this NACT coming up, you're in the XP lane. Who do you think will be the hardest XP laner for you to face?
Oh, I kind of said it already before. Definitely Ureshi.
Ureshi? I can see that.
Or Mikasa's Freya.
If Mikasa picks Freya, are you gonna be able to handle that?
No? I don't have anything. I can't. I tried already. That's probably why we're losing scrims, bro. We keep trying against that Freya. It's not gonna work.
You just have to ban it out, bro. So, what two teams do you think so far from what you've seen will make it to the grand finals?
What two teams? I mean, probably GG BTK.
GG BTK? That's kind of expected. I feel like
that's 877 pulls up. Like, yeah, they have a lot of potential over there.
And you kind of already said it. You said best of 7. You see it being BTK. Do you think it'd be a sweep, or do you think it'd be all the way to a game 7? How do you feel like the matches would go?
I really think we would win, but apparently I'm crazy.
You're confident, bro.
No, to me it looks easier than what they think. Like, it doesn't look that hard to me. It's just a couple. There's just a couple of things we need to smooth out, and it should be pretty easy.
I always say pressure does one or two things, right? Pressure either bursts pipes or it makes diamonds. And I really think that you guys have what it takes to make some diamonds out there as you guys are performing. Mielow, I got to say, honestly, your journey has been nothing short of amazing. I'm a very hyper energetic kind of person. And you are too. And I was like, dude, I don't know. There's one person in the entire MLBB NA community that can match my high level of energy.
That's
you
me?
might got me beat, bro. You might have me beat.
Nice.
And so, yeah, no, that's awesome. Mielow, I do look forward to seeing you hopefully again in person in the next NACT Grand Finals. Definitely good luck to you and BTK on your journey, and to you in general on your professional journey on the MLBB NA scene. Continue doing the great work and everything that comes along with that. Any last words? Well, actually, before we jump into that, you do have a social media channel. I've seen you live streaming it.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, make sure you check Mielow out if you want to let us know what your YouTube is.
Yeah, I've been streaming a lot with that BTK name, you know? Just search up Mielow. That's pretty much it. I am live pretty much daily.
Is it all day? You have a certain schedule?
Not all day. Probably like 2 hours.
Okay.
In the morning time.
In the morning. Okay, so there you guys have it. Make sure you check out Mielow out on YouTube. And then any last words out there to any of the, what do they call it? The Mielow cult?
The Mielow cult?
That's what I heard. It's either your fan base, and just to anybody that's watching today's video, any last words to everybody?
Any last words? Well, I kind of have to shout out Rose now. He asked me for a shout out.
Did he?
Shout out to Rose.
Shout out to Rose.
You know Rose?
I've heard of Rose, actually.
277 coach. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Uh-huh.
So they have a coach?
Yeah, they do.
Area 77? Wow.
Yeah, they probably have the best one in the country. That's my idol, right?
I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay. Well, Mielow, I appreciate you spending your time with us today. Thank you so much for having our interview. Guys, definitely check him out on YouTube channel. An amazing content creator and one of the best, and according to him, the best XP Laner in North America, and you're not going to want to miss out. Mielow, appreciate you, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. If you like this type of content, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a subscribe, and also leave a comment for who you'd like us to interview next. As always, it's been a pleasure, and shout out to Mr. Mielow for the amazing interview. Until next time, guys, I appreciate y'all, and take care. Peace.
Turn me up.